I'm here to ask the question that's been on all of our minds in these trying times. What if these two games specifically had a game baby? Well, I've been working on this game for 3 years now to answer that question for gamers like you. I've signed with a publisher, I'm doing it full time, see you later employment, let's dive into it. Now today I'm going to show you my game, cover all the new things I've added, and then I need your input because I'm torn on the cover art. And I'd be really curious to hear what you guys think of some of the options that I have. Here's the old one, I really want to revamp it. I've been practicing my digital and regular art skills, but yeah, anyways, we'll get to that later. Now here's my elevator pitch for the game if you haven't heard it yet. The game is called Isle Goblin, and you play as a goblin trying to fight off the evil humans. The world is fully destructible, and you can go underground and explore, fight bosses, and gather tons of items. Absolutely nothing like Terraria at all whatsoever. You then come home, build up your ravaged town, plant the things, catch the fishies, raise the spiders, craft the things, befriend the goblins, eat the human flesh, you know, the basics. Now I'm not trying to just copy and mash these two games, I try to bring my own ideas to the table when I can, but I think speaking in terms of other games is a great way to get the idea across, so don't at me. Now since I've been full-time these past few months, I want you to behold the sheer magnitude of things I managed to get done, so here they are in no particular order. First up, I made it so when NPCs talk, you get a little murmur sound. Full-on voice acting would be cool, but more expensive than it's worth, I think. I also tried like goblin nonsense, like Gerbach, Goo, Bobgal, or whatever, but it got kind of distracting and kind of annoying when you're trying to read. I also wasn't really sure if I was saying slurs in another language, so we're just gonna go with Animal Crossing style mumbo-jumbo mumbles for now. You can also now fall into water. It used to be like there was an invisible wall there, but now you can actually slip and fall in like a toddler if you get too close. If you research swim lessons though at the research station, you can develop some wonderful swimming skills. This will of course let you access new areas that you couldn't reach before. If you swim for too long though, you drown, so be careful out there. You also can't attack while you swim, so you better watch out for any humans that played water polo in high school because they'll be able to chase you down and bonk into you. This took a fair amount of work since I had to add swim animations for all the enemies and all the player armor sets and clothes, so I better see a lot of thanks Mr. Goblin Man for letting us swim comments out there. Swimming in lava or acid of course damages you unless you have the proper potions. There are also potions for increased swim speed and stuff. Speaking of potions, I added a bunch of new potions to the game. It's not worth going over every one, but just know there are lots of new items. Now next up, I decided to treat myself and made a little custom level editor for myself. Now as background, the worlds generate by first making a bunch of terrain and then stamping on little sub-assemblies that I make by hand. This way it's got a procedural base that's different and interesting each time, but there's also some handmade charm to it. I mean, this is basically how the real world works. You've got procedurally generated natural terrain with human-made points of interest scattered here and there.
My life is like a video game.
For years I've been doing this with Unity's tile map system, but it caused Unity to lag like crazy over time, so I decided to make this cool map editor. I can search up any tile I want and place it. I can also do rectangles, circles, paint bucketing, and more. I can even place enemies, cogs for my wiring system, and stuff like that. It makes my life easier and it saves everything into JSON files so it doesn't lag as much. Now previously the game had 2 floors, but I've added a whole new floor. Now beware there are slight spoilers ahead. I thought to myself, how can I make this floor different from the others? I could have made it like a hot underworld hellscape, but I kinda already have the volcano biome for that and decided to make it more of a dark abyss. It's all saturated with this purple ooze that the humans are digging for. I also added this ancient giant guardian beast that you can dig into. I think you'll find the humans have already beat you there. There's also a biome of partially digested bones regurgitated by the beast, along with a biome of these corrupted spiders. We'll get back to that in a bit. In the bone biome, you'll find the Necromancer dungeon, where the Necromancer boss has taken up refuge and has been reanimating all these old bones to form an army for the humans. There's also the spider biome where I added these new spider enemies. Instead of hand animating the legs with pixel art, which would have been a huge pain, I used inverse kinematics to make them more interesting. It certainly looks a bit strange, but I don't hate it. Let me know what you think. I also of course added an arachnophobia mode since they're kinda creepy. It just disables the legs to look like floating little blob guys. Also, while you're commenting about spiders, make sure to subscribe and click all the buttons so the YouTube algorithm lets me expose myself. You can also wishlist the game on Steam if that sounds interesting at all, then you'll get an email when I release it. Nothing better than more emails. Alright, that's enough engagement baiting. In the spider biome, you'll find an ancient town of strangely goblin-esque zombies too. Who knows what sort of origin they might have had. Now next up I added a new type of livestock. We already have hogs and spiders. Spiders used to be an early game livestock, but I moved them to the late game now that I have the spider biome. Now this livestock is one that Mason from the live streams has been asking for ages, and I really liked the idea. It's cockatrices, basically large dragon spider snake things. I drew some up that can be found in different biomes and made it so they'll drop eggs and feathers and whatnot once you domesticate them. And now finally, I want to get your opinions on the cover art. I've been pretty torn on this. Here's the old art. It's not like super bad, but it also looks too survival-y. Like if I saw this, I'd imagine a game with like a hunger bar where you're hunting for scraps and morsels, you know, very survival heavy. But that's not quite what this game is. So let's see what other games in the genre do. There's Terraria. They just put actual game sprite art. Stardew Valley does the same thing, but it's kind of stylized. Core Keeper has this like artist render of the game characters. It's not bad, but I don't think I love it. Tinkerlands has these cartoony dudes. I'm not gonna lie, I think this art style kind of puts me off. Hello, jump scare. This is Editor Matt from the distant future, like 3 days in the future. I went to take a better screenshot of that Tinkerlands icon, but I went to go look and they changed it on me. They're in my walls. They can hear me. They changed it to this. I don't know if this is an improvement. It's like pixel arty now, and like I love pixel art. I don't know, the composition maybe is kind of throwing me off, or I guess if I saw this on Steam, I wouldn't really picture like a super high quality project. And like their game is pretty solid. I mean, look at this, it looks really clean. So I don't know, let me know what you think about that. But anyways, back to you, Goblin guy. SS has this very purple digital painting. Kiora, which is an upcoming game I'm super hyped for, does the same thing as Terraria. And then Forager kind of has this little close-up of their character. I know Forager isn't quite in the same genre, but you get the idea. Other games in the survival exploration genre kind of have this looming over the landscape vibe too. Like I see lots of games like this, trying to convey that the world is large and open. So here's my process. First, I started doodling and thought maybe something like this showing a goblin about to dive into combat underground would be good, but I don't really like it. It makes the game look like a roguelike, and it doesn't really convey the social or town building aspects of the game at all. Now next up, we've got this classic sitting or standing on a cliff vibe. This I think conveys exploration in a big open world, but again, not the social or town building aspects. Then we've got this fisheye view where we can see he has a sword, so we know there's combat, but there's also these other goblins doing other things. I think this one's kind of fun. We could also do something like this, showing the close-up shot of the goblins, since I think our brains gravitate very heavily towards faces, along with a farmer in the background, kind of showing the gameplay loop of go out and explore and then come back to base camp and rebuild. And then here's the wild card idea. I could just do it Terraria style and show gameplay art. Something like this. I think this might be the most appealing to me. Something about the little character pixel sprites just makes me want to eat them. Like it tugs at my nostalgia and just makes me want to grab it. But that might just be me. Anyways, I'm torn on these ones right here. I'm really curious which, if any, you would hover over if you saw them in Steam. Please let me know in the comments. I'm very curious. Now, as is tradition with these videos, it's time to cover the wishlist count for the game before we go. I'm currently sitting at about 50,800 wishlists as I record this audio, but that may go up or down by the time I post the video and get the screenshot. My previous goal was 10,000, so I'm super hyped to see the interest in the game. I guarantee me and the Fireshine team are doing our best to put out the best game we can. We'll take our time and make sure not to rush out any hot garbage. And with that, I want to, as always, thank you all for coming, and I will see you all next time. Hello everyone, the time has come to shout out our eternally gracious patrons. I'd like to give a super special shout out to our Goblin deity patrons for January of 2026, namely Alzern, Atomic Diamond, Bango Bango, Cardog, Charfil, Chendrak, Clementine, Colton Reagan, Connor Papania, Glass Chicken, Hank Pieters, Hyper, Isaiah Honor, Joseph Scobby, Just Me, Keek the Moon Panda, Krakenfall, Mason Underwood, Noni, Osha, Player Unnamed, Q Whippy, Rafal Phoenix, Sam Degeldeer, Setmari Radu Valentine, Scrolls, Sierra Kovac, Slime Shisho, Tyleru, Zach Fox, and Zachary Neese. You're all amazing and I appreciate all of the support.